Hello and welcome to Be Offended with Joe and Tim.
Hey, Joe.
Hello there, Tim.
What's going on?
It's cooling down finally.
Maybe by you, sir.
Oh. Sweatbox
Sweaty
over there?
Sweaterson around here.
All right.
Yeah. I was at a 1-year-old birthday party today, and it's like a mad old house. So they had like a windowless AC in one room, and then they had one in like on the high ones, but there's probably from like the first one.
You could literally force
room.
me to do anything if I'm in that situation.
Yeah, so it was like I was too close to it.
Heat.
I was too close to it, so it was like down the air was hitting me, and I was stuck with the baby on my lap. So I thought it was spit up, but it was actually just my own sweat on my shirt.
No, thank you. I can't do it.
It was gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
the food was good. Very good chicken legs. So
what is this?
I have to get the recipe.
Party review minute?
I mean, I did plug the podcast.
Oh, good. So
neither of the people I was talking to.
No, you got it right the first time. Neither the person, singular.
Neither of the people I was talking to asked for the name of the podcast or any information. They didn't take out their phone.
No.
No.
Why would they?
So that was a little sad. That was a little sad.
So let's see. I've got a couple of actually good things on my list for once. Do you have something pertinent that you want to run to right away?
No, I mean, I talked about the chicken legs.
Okay. Oh, wow. If that's the highlight of the show. All right. Well, I'm gonna, oh God, I've got three really good things. But right off the bat, I wanted to have a question to you, sir. Trojan condoms. Now,
okay.
You've been
vaguely familiar with the concept.
I've personally never but Trojan condoms, it's like the condom, so to speak.
Mm-hmm,
Although the one or two times I did use condoms, it was actually Durex sponsor.
I preferred Durex.
Yeah, I felt like Durex.
That I engaged. Everyone starts out with Trojan because that's what you think.
Wait, let's both make something clear. Tim and I, it's not because we've had lack of sex.
Oh, of course not.
No.
We only have unprotected sex.
Yeah. And we've both dodged the STD bullet.
Yes.
I've dodged the baby bullet. He, however,
test results pending.
Yeah.
Well, no, I shot that bullet on purpose. Okay. Neither child was an accident.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, you definitely start off in your condom purchasing years.
Oh yeah, it's like cool to buy them when you're
buying a Trojan. But then at some point you go to like a concert at Irving Plaza and they have the little rock out without STD table, and they have the Durex that they give away.
Yeah.
But then you actually find that the Durex is in fact the superior condom.
Yes,
the Trojan is much thicker and poorly lubricated. So, in my opinion.
Yes. Now,
don't sponsor us.
Okay, don't sponsor us. Here's the thing that I wanted to discuss, because we love marketing, right? We do love marketing. So, and especially crazy marketing. So, Trojan as like a brand, right? They have the horse, the Trojan horse.
Trojan man.
Yes, that whole thing. Now, the Trojan horse was not a good story for the person who was getting the thing put inside them. Because the thing
they left the Trojan horse in,
yes,
and then it destroyed them,
and then it completely ruined them. I think there's something to be said about the fact that Trojan condoms, their mascot is the Trojan horse, which led to something going inside a hole, an orifice, if you will.
Interesting.
And releasing a bunch of things that ended up
people think of the Trojans and how strong they were.
Yes, but it's not.
But if you actually follow it through, the Trojan horse was allowed in under false pretenses, and then ruined everything.
It's a bit of a date rape situation, if you will.
So.
And I don't think
that's funny. I don't think anyone's ever put because it does seem so strong. Like, I'm being protected by my Trojans.
Yes.
But it's
the horse. It's the horse.
In fact,
that's
the woman is letting herself in.
Yes,
letting the penis in under false under false security of safety.
This was a gift.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously,
I was a gift. I was definitely
every penis is a gift, right, Joe?
Every one of them. So
every day Christmas at Joe's house.
So it's just a weird thing. Now, I wonder if this is a subconscious thing. Like, is this a double, like, not, I guess double entendre, maybe, but like, was there like a secret female who was like on the marketing team who was like, I'm going to give it to him. There's going to be a subliminal thing to actually make women not want to have the sex because it's, if they know their, Greek literature and all this stuff, it's a bad thing. I just don't know where they got the idea.
What was the Trojan man? So inside the Trojan horse was
but
the
Trojan man came out way after,
and the Trojan man was like strong and so I understand the Trojan man, but yeah, you're right, the actual thing is the Trojan horse.
The horse is on the, it's literally the horse
you
head.
Should not let it inside of you.
Right. I think I'm the only person who's ever saw this in my life.
You might have been the only person to figure out the actual follow through the logic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just
see now Dirks in the sense sounds durable, as in like you're going to last a really long time.
Yes, and sex, durable for sex. It's
durable
perfect.
Sex.
Yes.
It's just you throw it in.
Yes,
yeah, it's just
stick
like
it
it's
in.
like all weather tires.
Yes,
you kind of know exactly what you're getting. It's not sexy. It's not. It's
what
just,
would the tire brand be? If it was a tire brand, would it be? It would be obviously an all weather, but like what's the brand?
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't
know if it's Michelin.
Michelin
has the restaurants, so Michelin they get their one thing that's not in tires is Michelin restaurant. So it would have to be like oh god, let's go Pirelli,
Firestone. Firestone used to blow out. Remember in the 2000s
they had a recall.
They all were blowing out on the Ford Explorer. Every single Ford Explorer had a Firestone, and they would just explode on the highway.
Yeah. Okay. I mean that makes sense.
I don't know any other tire brand. All I know
Pirelli,
is Firestone.
There's a bunch of them, but okay.
Yeah, so I don't have a tire bit. Joe.
That's fine.
I wasn't prepared for this.
You didn't have your plug kit ready. Well, anyway,
I could not even tell you what tires I have on
I know.
my car.
Tim has never touched a tire in his life.
No, I did once.
You did once. He
but
was
then
kneeling down and he accidentally brushed against it.
They tightened it too tight. Like they used a little machine. Like,
oh yeah.
So they tightened it too tight, so it couldn't come off with. It couldn't come off with a with like the hand thing. So I had to basically like drive it on like flatness to the place to get it fixed. But I did try. I had the car jacked. I had everything going, but it like could not be loosened with a hand thing.
Well,
like you needed like the wrench thing.
I don't know
if
this
the little handy minute.
Yeah, there you go.
The time I almost changed my own tire.
Not really a handy minute thing.
I helped my dad change his tire once.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, the hardest part is putting it, like making sure you put the little lift, because they're like very small these days, like on the steel part of the car, and
the
not
one
like
point that's not going to collapse.
The only thing that's
weight.
not plastic. So like finding that one part of like which is actually like the load bearing like one piece of metal in your plastic car that you drive around, and that was the hardest part. But then after that, it's getting the tire. Yeah. Like getting the tire off.
I've changed many tires in my life because apparently I lived around the road from someone who liked to sprinkle nails on the ground. I literally changed at least a tire every 8 months at one point in time. Like and luckily the tire place was right around the corner, but it's that old gag where I always believed they were the ones who were walking around with a little box of nails. Yeah, because it was always a screw, and it was always like. Anyway.
Well, after Hurricane Sandy, first you had all of everyone just demolishing their houses into the street, and then you had all the rebuildings.
Oh yeah.
So there was about 7 or 8 years where people would just regularly just park their car and find. But the good news was they usually would the nails or screws would stay in the tire,
so it was like a slow leak.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'd get the little and you're like and then you find it, and then they pull it out. The patching somehow is still only $15. It's the best deal.
It is.
Outside of like the Costco hot dog and Pepsi combo for $1.50, the tire patch.
The tire patch is
the actual tire
deal. Yeah.
Is like amazingly expensive.
Yes, yeah.
So like the fact that you could patch it is like, well, I could patch it for $15, or you get a new one for $239 plus labor, and you're like,
for a shitty tire,
patching should cost more.
No, don't give them ideas.
I'm just.
I agree. Oh God, how can I force a segue into this one?
Well, you can put on your Trojan, I guess. At least
oh, wait a second.
Force it
in. Here we go. So, speaking of forcing it in, scientists have come up with a plan to recreate meat from extinct animals using cells that were then put into other donor cells, which then replicated. And instead of using this for good, what have we come up with? You can have the world's most expensive burger, which is now the mammoth meat burger. Yes, everybody. You too.
No, this is stupid. No, these scientists are a bunch of pussies. They're a bunch of yellow belly cowards.
Yellow belly. Oh my God.
No. You fucking
Michael J. Fox is wiggling his way over here.
You bring back the mammoth and then you kill it for its meat.
No. I agree. I wanted it to be a Jurassic Park of mammoths.
This is bullshit. No, you don't just make the meat in the lab.
Okay.
You bring if the science can bring back the meat, it can bring
back the whole animal.
Bring back the mammoth.
Okay.
And then farm them in upstate New York somewhere. Just get a couple of acres and have your little mammoth farm, and then slaughter them.
How many acres would you need for mammoths?
Butcher them, ground up the meat, and serve me a burger.
I have a feeling there would be a lot of triple and quadruple letter agencies that would not be happy with that.
Okay, do it in
do it in
Ukraine
Guam
or something.
No, not Guam.
Do it in Guam, U.S. territory. No, you could do it in Greenland. Maybe
you could do it in Brazil. You could get away with anything in Brazil.
Well, the mammoth needs cold. No, it's too hot there. No, because they would be they'd be like shaved or something. It'd be like all creepy. What does this shaved mammoth look like?
Oh, yeah. I want to know.
Yeah,
that could be a new mascot. That could be a mascot for our.
Shaved mammoth. It's just a big scrotum and little.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it needs to be somewhere cold.
Okay.
Either Siberia or
I think it's all right.
Greenland or remote parts of Canada.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, bring back the mammoth. Butcher it
and actually
keep it in the little pens like you do with the veal. Build these giant ass pens.
What would veal mammoth be? This mammoth babies getting slaughtered. What a horrible thing.
So, the meat is really all about the seasoning. Right?
Meat is really about what the damn thing ate, because good meat is stuff that's fed well. So you're just gene splicing. What the hell is that going to taste like? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the idea. We're not there. It's a much darker future to have lab grown meat.
Well, the US and Europe is pushing it now, apparently, like idiots. So, get prepared for it. I just think that if they're going to get back some meat, right, and it was mammoth, there's other things that we could be consuming too.
Oh.
Which,
for example?
Well,
the dodo? You have a nice dodo egg. Can they bring back the eggs for my sandwich in the morning? My nice bacon and egg sandwich with some dodo egg.
Oh God!
You kill one megalodon, you could probably feed an entire country.
That's what I'm getting at. If we're gonna go down the road of getting some kind of reconstructed meat, what about mummy meat? I think
mummies are just people.
Yes,
no, mummies.
No, but mummies are 5,000-year-old people.
You still don't eat people. No,
I think it's the way that we can get Army Hammer. Yes,
no,
I think Army.
No,
would be
there's
the
no technical work around here. No,
okay.
What you could do is you could rate, because the actual raptors, they said were closer to the size of chickens.
They were like large turkeys.
They were large. So I think you bring back the Velociraptor, and then at Thanksgiving we all have
raptor.
We all have raptor.
That would be great
instead of turkey.
But it has to be meat. Yeah. See, the problem with actual dinosaurs, they don't have the cells. Mammoths have been frozen and thawed, so they actually have the tissue. That's why they were able to do it. Because they can bring back the tissue because of it was preserved. It was actually preserved. So something like a dodo, we might actually be able to bring back because they preserved it. Oh, Tasmanian devil. We could have Tasmanian devil. That would be.
I'm trying to think what else has gone extinct in our lifetimes.
I'm sure there's many, many, many animals, but the bottom line is we could eat anything because then we could eat whale, we could eat blue whale, we could eat humpback whale. We could eat anything.
That would be an expensive steak. I would definitely.
Yeah, could you imagine? Yeah. I'll have the humpback, please. And then the guy comes over and bends you up. No, I mean, like, it's just.
No, I think if I ever become like filthy rich,
you're going to have humpback whale every Thursday.
No, blue whale.
Blue whale?
Blue whale.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have like blue whale. Like kind of like a tuna steak, like a nice like blue whale.
Okay, blue whale tuna
like
steak.
Seared blue whale tuna steak. Yeah,
chicken.
And then
sea.
like I'm gonna have like the world's largest freezer because like you don't want to waste the meat.
No, of course not. You want to have
so
a
like
whole
it would be like instead of Taco Tuesday, it would be like Blue Whale Tuesday, and every Tuesday for the rest of your life you just eat this.
Isn't
this
it?
Blue
It's
whale.
like ethical. You're not killing anything.
Well, no. If you're a billionaire, there's no such thing. Yeah, you should be happy. I'm not hunting humans for sport. Right?
Other people.
I mean, yeah. This is like, yeah.
No, but okay.
Yeah, this is like Jeffrey Epstein, Sex Island level
of
rich and
money.
power.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, well, at least I'm not like killing humans. I'm not like raping women.
Yes.
I'm just eating blue whale like like fried, like a fried blue whale for lunch, like a little like you slash a little like like slather it. You know.
Oh my god.
But again, it's all about the seasoning. So I mean, some of these but we don't eat a mammoth would be closer to what, like an elephant?
From what I've heard, mammoth is actually closer to hippopotamus. I think is what.
Okay, something we don't eat.
Yeah,
so
we could take a couple of hippopotamus cells and then grow it apparently now, and you can eat hippo.
But you don't think the places where hippos and elephants live?
Yeah,
they are not places where food is abundant. So you don't think if they were always hunted, good,
that's why they're
if that meat, but not they didn't.
So like
they bison and buffalo. I don't think they ever hunted elephants for.
We
food.
Almost hunted buffalo to extinction.
Yes, but for food, which is fine, and they still make bison burgers. Yes, but I've never heard, and maybe I'm naive or sheltered, but I've never heard of any civilization or anyone through history who hunted hippopotamuses or rhinoceroses or elephants for food. So my thought is that they probably
in Africa,
don't
I'm sure
have.
No. Oh no, of course. In Africa, are you kidding me? Seeing an elephant with a tribe, the Maasai. Oh no, they would have taken down an elephant and ate it for the next like 3 weeks.
Okay, good thing there's a thing called Google. Has anyone ever eaten?
Who's hunted? Just Google who's hunted elephant.
Because they could hunt it for.
Yeah, you can hunt elephant now, but I mean, like,
has anyone ever? Oh wow, that's funny. Has everyone eaten themselves? Eaten uranium? Or eaten the penguin? Is the autofill?
Oh, penguin! I would have penguin.
Modern times say all species of elephant are hunted specific. Wait, what?
Yeah, I told you.
All species of elephant are hunted specifically for their meat.
Told you.
This occurs notably in Cameroon, Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Man. During ivory hunts by poachers, meat may be taken as a byproduct for eventual sale or to feed the hunting party.
Yeah.
Is elephant meat good to eat? It's delicacy enjoyed by locals.
Of course it is.
You can't eat in the U.S. Elephant meat is tough and fibrous, making it a challenge to chew.
No.
It tastes so often described as similar to beef, but distinctive flavor all of its own.
Well, I'm saying we can have it now ethically.
How long does it take to cook elephant meat? Cut elephant into bite-sized pieces. This should take about 3 weeks.
They got the joke on this show.
Yeah. Place the elephant piece in a pot, cover with water, season with salt, simmer. Cook through this take about 4 months.
Oh my
God.
Someone
fucked up. Elephant stew. Someone made a joke on the.
Well, anyway.
Okay. So color me wrong. Apparently, people. So I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just a fool. I tell you, call me naive and sheltered. I guess it's true. What part of an elephant is edible?
All of it, apparently. I'm sure there's like trunk stew.
Pretty much all of it is often hatched with elephant shot.
Of course. Are you kidding me? The
liver.
Slow-moving giant meat ball on the plains. You thinking that the natives did not eat that for thousands and tens of thousands of years? Of course they did. It's easy money right there. Especially with like spear hunting, where they all like go in a semicircle and they crowd in. and they all throw the spears and say, "Oh, it's I'm getting a Joe Rogan boner here." I'm like, this is this is exactly what they were used for. They were.
Oh wow, okay. So we go to Cameroon, we can get a kilogram of elephant for $2.
I don't think I want to go that far. A kilogram. What is this, fucking Coke? It's just a giant sack of ground up elephant.
It's $1 to $5.55 in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Of course it is.
But yeah, it's cheapest in Cameroon. Interesting.
Well, book your.
I had shark before. Have you ever had shark?
No, I haven't. I've been offered Mako and I've never had it.
Yeah, there's in Trinidad and Tobago in Trinidad.
Oh God.
There's a place on the north shore of Trinidad that sells shark and bake. So it's a fried shark sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I know
they
shark
drive on the wrong side of the road.
Soup is a Japanese thing, which everybody hates.
Yeah, so I
Japanese
rented a car and drove straight across the island of Trinidad on the wrong side of the road.
See,
after the big storm, so there's all the roads were washed out. So there was it was really, really scary, and the whole thing was to go to a food truck and eat a shark and bake sandwich under a.
Interesting.
It was part of it was good.
I have a feeling it's kind of like whatever sauce you cook it in is what it tastes like.
No, it was similar more to like if you just got like a fried fish sandwich.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Okay.
So it's almost like, I don't know if they butchered it wrong or like it was flipped around.
Or it
like,
ate something.
Yeah, like they must give you all of the shark instead of like, there's like the chicken breast and there's like the chicken tenderloin. So like half of my shark sandwich was absolutely perfect and delicious. And the other half was like the flipped side. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it was good.
All right.
It was very memorable.
So okay.
Yeah. And Africa does eat hippos. Hunter gatherers in Africa eat hippos.
Any slow moving large animal,
similar to beef with a sweet flavor, tough texture.
People don't eat cheetah. You know why?
Can't catch it.
Because you can't fucking catch it. People don't eat certain things because they can't catch it. Anything that's giant and slow, food, money in the bank. Of course they do.
Wow. So they eat him. So should I finish the and see if they eat rhinoceroses? Rhinoceros? I don't know. Rhinoceros. Rhino.
This bit.
Rhinoceros.
Rhinos.
It's a meat popular in African and Asian countries, but it's not sold in the open market.
There you go. See?
Some Arab countries allow trophy hunting. Namibia legalized rhino hunting.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that if they're going to go through the trouble of mammoth meat, there are many more things I would love to try. Just to say, have you eaten? And then fill in the blank. Have you eaten king penguin? Well, yes, I have. Have you eaten lion? Well, yes, I have. Like, I could say I've eaten it without having to kill anything. I think that part's fun. I feel like
there's nothing that you can't salt and deep fry that wouldn't be good.
Probably human.
But if it was salted properly,
although human liver and brains supposedly taste good, but everything else is.
Oh yeah,
not from experience. I'm just saying from what I've read online and movies and all that stuff. Hannibal.
Hannibal. Yeah, the human brain. Yeah, kind of looked like. Yeah. That was probably the only. That was probably the most disturbing scene that I've ever seen in a movie.
Okay, we're going to be docked right now. The scene when Ray Liotta is sitting at the table.
Yeah, eating his own brains.
Forever has scarred me. That is when people ask me about the most like fucked up thing, that's the scene. It's amazing. If you haven't watched it, they use an animatronic head. That's not Ray Liotta's fucking head. It's an animatronic. What?
He didn't die.
No. I'm saying that when they show his face and the head and the brain, it's not a composite. That's an animatronic face. That's Ray Liotta's animatronic head.
Oh, I figured they just did like he wore like a green screen cap and then they added that in post.
This was all one thing.
So it was actually a fake Ray Liotta.
That was a robot. Yeah. How crazy is that?
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
I think they were nominated for an Academy Award just because.
Did you have to go and look that up because it was so disturbing to you?
Yes, it was. I had to watch the behind the scenes because I was like, I want to know how they did this because.
Yeah, I never rewatched that movie. I didn't watch any. I didn't watch the series. Yeah, that was the most. And I don't watch that many disturbing things. Yeah. But that was the most disturbing.
It stuck with me the day I saw it.
Still this day.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the most disturbing thing that in all any movie
for people who don't know what happens in the scene. They're sitting at a table.
He's tranquilized.
He's shot up with a bunch of dope, and Hannibal's standing over him. And Clarice comes in. She sits down at the table. She's doped as well. They both can't really move. And then he proceeds to remove the lid of this guy's head, and he starts cutting into his brain while Ray is alive, which is physically possible. They talk to behind the scenes.
Whole thing would have been possible, which is why it was so disturbing. Because once you get through the cut,
that's it. There's no nerve endings in the brain. Yes.
So once you get through, then that's why people always awake during brain surgery. Yes. So the whole thing that was so that they were cutting away parts of the brain, then he was sauteing it on the table next to him, then serving it to himself.
Yes, and then he was eating his own brain that he cut out of his head. And it was like, oh my God. But it's such a realistic thing because they created the most realistic looking brain that was cuttable and everything. And they put it in a 1-to-1 Ray Liotta freaking robot, which is amazing for its time too. I think this came out in like 99, 98.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen it.
It's one of the best like animatronics I think ever made too.
But don't watch it because it was
you'll forever. It's been whatever you're thinking of that we're saying is what it looks like.
It's so much. Yeah, it's so much worse.
And the tone of it, and because it's slow burn too, it's not like
the whole
quick thing.
Is it? It's,
oh my God. Yeah. One of the other disturbing things. Now that we're on disturbing things, and I bet you have the same thing in Face Off when they get close to the oh God, how do I describe this without getting really screwy? The bad guy who's Nicolas Cage wakes up without his face when he wasn't supposed to, and he's clapping. And on the clap, they're cutting to his face really quick.
They showed his face in the reflection.
Yes, and then it comes up to the guy's glasses, and he's smoking a cigarette, and you see the muscle and everything.
Yeah, and that was fine. Yeah, I was fine with that.
That's another thing that I remembered viscerally was that. And
that was too cartoony. No, that was fine.
Okay, no, I saw.
It was only the brain scene in Hannibal.
Okay, yeah, but that's like, don't watch it. But oh my God. I figured we would have been the same way with that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably, that scene. And then the other one, I remember when our mutual friend, you didn't know her yet, but you came to know her very well later in life, our friend Liz, when we were 5th grade.
Oh,
she was into horror movies, and she had just moved to town, and so her birthday was in October.
Yep.
So she met everyone in 5th grade in September, and they invited everyone over to the birthday party, and she was into horror movies, even though we were 10.
Yeah.
And she made us watch Jason Goes to Hell.
That is a very Liz thing
to do.
Which
starts with somebody eating the black heart. Yes. And people are literally crying and screaming. And then I think we made it as far as when they were having sex and the girl was on top, and then they bring the machete through it and they slice her.
It's horrible.
And then that was the end. And then the kids were like all got picked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was sick. I'm not surprised that she later was involved
sexual relations with me.
Because that was a fit. We were literally in 10th grade.
She mellowed out.
It was like an afternoon birthday party too.
This wasn't like a sleepover midnight.
Yeah, it wasn't like a sleepover thing. It was like a 1:30 on a Saturday, and everyone got like dropped off. Actually, she lived around the block. I might have even walked there.
Yeah, she lived around my block too.
So, but I was 10, so that's fine. But like the Hannibal thing, like I was old enough that it shouldn't have bothered me as much as it did.
No, it did. It was disturbing. There's another scene. One of the sequels. There's another like similar gruesome thing too. The pigs eating a guy. That was also very, very.
Once I was done, it was all done. Actually,
that was another
fuck that. Yeah,
I think they tried to one up the last.
They've lost millions of dollars because of how many people they scarred with that. Like all these,
never
these
again.
movies. Like,
I'm not watching a sequel to that.
Hannibal made $200 million. Why did the one after that make $50 million? Oh, because we scarred everyone for life. And we'll never. Yeah. Want nothing to do with any of those movies.
Oh God! Well,
I'm surprised you even have that well in your house that you keep. After watching Hannah, I'm surprised you could even throw women into it.
See, now those were 2 movies, so you saw the sequel. I believe the Ray Liotta one is the second
was first. No, I'm saying Silence of the Lambs
was first, but that didn't have Ray Liotta in it. Ray Liotta was in the
Hannibal. Hannibal was the sequel.
Yes. And then
after that, they had Red Dragon,
which was phenomenal. It actually got even better as time went on.
I did see Red Dragon.
Yeah, what's his face? he's a psychopath, but he's a phenomenal actor.
Ray Fiennes.
Yeah. Just phenomenal. Yeah.
Voldemort himself.
Yes. So, but he was really great. And the blind woman, what a great idea to throw a blind woman into a love relationship with a psychopathic killer. Like, brilliant writing. Absolutely disgusting. Do we want to soften
Godzilla?
What?
No, they're making. They released the trailer this week.
Godzilla,
Monarch Legacy of Monsters. It's gonna be an Apple TV series.
Oh no!
And they showed. Remember, John Goodman was in that King Kong movie.
Yes.
So they show him, and then it's Kurt Russell.
Oh, Kurt
Russell.
Wow. Okay, Kurt Russell is.
So
now
I guess
like,
it's some kind of prequel to the Godzilla versus Kong. About, I guess it goes back to the discovery of Kong and Skull Island.
Okay, that might be good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
Huh.
I like that monster movie
I
stuff.
like
It's
that.
Stupid enough.
Yes.
And entertaining enough. Yeah, it like just toes that line.
Yeah, I think those classic monsters, if they keep doing them well, because I don't think they've had a really bad one. Even like 2001's one with what's his face, Matthew Broderick. Like people shit on that movie. I thought
that was great when he lived in Madison Square Garden.
Yes, and I liked that movie. Yeah, I liked that movie. A lot of people shit on it.
Killer soundtrack,
yes,
too.
It was
the Wallflowers cover of Heroes.
The 90s soundtrack.
No Shelter from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I'm sure that soundtrack was
Puff
like...
Daddy, he sampled Cashmere.
I love how you off the top of your head know this.
Ben Folds 5 was on there, too.
Oh, my God.
Air.
Yeah.
Ben Folds 5 Air.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a killer soundtrack.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And the best thing was they put Rage Against the Machine on there, and one of the lines was Godzilla, pure motherfucking filler.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the real killer. It's like, I put it on the soundtrack. Like,
I
can't believe Rage Against the Machine agreed to be on a soundtrack, and then they just literally like fuck you movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, put it on there. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, no, that was actually a good movie. So I don't think there's really been any bad Kong movies. So keep them coming. On that note,
yeah, no, I'm excited. Apple TV's been doing a lot of good stuff.
I need to get it. So to circle back to Mammoth Meat,
when you get your next new iPhone, it's wait, you still have the button?
I'm not doing anything until the fucking button comes back, man. Until touch
when
comes
you get
back.
when they get new iPhones, they give you a year of Apple TV for free when you get a new iPhone.
I bought a computer. I got like 4 years of all this shit for free. I never signed up.
So why didn't you just sign up?
Because I'm an idiot and I didn't think about it.
It's so good. Hijack, Silo.
Right,
watching Foundation.
I'll check on my new computer and see if I still can click the button.
Severance is amazing. Ted Lasso's hilarious.
I've heard a lot of things.
And now this Godzilla show is coming out.
All right. Well, yeah. I'll see if I can. I've bought a lot of Apple products, so I'll see if I can cash in on something.
Okay. Well, see if it's probably too late now.
I don't know. I don't know when maybe
you bought 100 iPads and didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Let's go take a break.
Tim is angry. Tim is angry that I didn't catch it on free. We'll talk about it when we come back.
You have to do the games and the music, but the TV is really good. I don't know why he wouldn't.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
Hello.
Hello there. Whoa.
You don't say hello there in part 2, do you?
Yeah. I defaulted to my naughty hello, which I can't say on the air. So you're angry that I don't partake in the free things, huh?
No, I don't do the Apple Music. I don't do the Apple Arcade.
Because I got Apple Music probably an entire year for free, and I've never touched it. But the TV show.
No, it's just the TV. The TV's worth it. Yeah. It's very good.
I assumed like a couple of years ago when I first started buying Apple products and getting it for free and never using it, was that you needed an Apple TV thing for it to work.
No, all the Samsung TVs have it. The Apple TV has that thing on your phone. Well, the smart TVs, not Samsung. Like any smart TV comes
I have
preloaded.
Smart TVs. Yeah.
They come preloaded. They're on your phone. They're on your iPad. There's an app. I mean, you can figure it out. You can watch it even on your Mac. I'm looking at the Apple TV symbol on my Mac right now.
You're watching Apple TV right now.
Yeah, right now I'm watching Foundation. That's why my jokes are so lousy.
It's just zoned out,
paying no attention.
Yeah. Do you have something? I've got something.
Polynesian sea voyagers used to navigate by allowing their testicles to sense vibrations from the small waves that are formed when large swells bounce off of land.
That sounds like a topic for us. Okay. Wait a second. Wait. Is I'm trying to think. How would you?
I don't know. Just somebody. There's I guess it's a wives' tale or a story or something that the men would wear some kind of kilt, and they would stay on the deck of small voyaging canoes, bouncing up and down with their legs apart, feeling the movement of their testicles, and using this to help them interpret the underlying waves. So they could detect land based on.
It's not like your balls are magnetic, and like the land has. I don't know. I guess. I mean, the way they're describing it, I don't know. My balls are not that detectable. Detecting? I don't have detective balls.
I mean, if they're your balls have been cradled though their whole life, so maybe if you
these
if
are
you're
free
from
ballers.
a culture, if you're from a culture, cause I feel like when you watch those National Geographic things,
oh god,
and they visit those tribes, like their testicles like hang very, very low.
Oh.
And
it's
also
like a
remember,
pendulum.
Polynesia is like very warm and humid.
So yeah, it's
and
a
typically
pendulum.
the testicles
I see
are further away from the body. So maybe yeah. So I mean, it sounds like a wives' tale to me. It sounds like an old you know.
When I was your age, I used to navigate with my balls.
Yeah. You feed children with your fancy GPS.
Yeah, you stupid compass.
Yeah.
We didn't have a fucking compass.
Oh.
My balls were my compass. That sounds like something. Wait. That sounds like something a guy would say, a little bit sloshed in a bar, talking to some young whippersnapper, and be like, "Fucking pirate boy." We used to go to land by the Grundle. We used to follow the sea with our hearts. Yeah, this is absolutely some fucking guy in a bar sitting in the corner, like 79 years old.
Yeah,
when
watching the Weather Channel
when
and
the
like
gyro compass was invented.
Coming. He's like, I used to be able to tell a hurricane was coming with my dick. When the barometric pressure dropped, my erection would get really hard, and I knew there was a storm blowing in. Oh my god!
Apparently, meteorology was just everything about the penis. Barometer was the blood pressure in your penis. Finding your way was just the wave sloshing difference between your balls.
You tell the time by laying down with a direction.
Yes, if you knew when to wake up.
Yeah, the penis was the original compass.
Yes,
clock.
Yeah, it was a sundial. That was the original sundial.
Original barometer.
Yeah. You just lay with your head facing north or something like that, or you get a clock.
It was obviously good as a thermometer because you could tell.
Of course, you could tell
by dipping your balls in.
Yeah, you know what? We don't need all this technology.
If you got bit by a spider, you can use it as a hammer.
Of course.
You learned that in an episode. You just play the drums with it or hammer together some things that need hammering. Oh, there it is. There's the tribe of boner spider biters.
Yeah,
that may be one of my favorite recent bits that we had. Just the idea of all these guys are sitting around, just smoking pipes, high fiving, just banging their drum circle with their giant spider bite boners. The penis was probably it's like the original Swiss Army knife.
Yes,
you could just do
it just did so many things.
Yes, fight off intruders with it.
Yeah.
They probably used it to leak to plug the leaks when the canoes got a hole in it.
Yes,
when the guys would lay down and stick his penis in and plug the hole until it
as long as the water's not cold, then it turns into
that's just like a race against time.
Yeah,
well, in Polynesia, so the water would have been.
It was warm water. Okay.
Yeah.
There's two things that can happen. Your dick can freeze off, or something's gonna bite it.
Yeah. No, the guy's got his dick in the hole, but the water's cold. The guy's just eating his ass behind him, just trying to keep it hard.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
I mean,
take it too
if
far,
you know
man.
a better way to keep your penis hard when it's stuck in a hole.
He could have looked at a porn.
I mean, they're Polynesian. If
They're Polynesian. They don't have porn.
If they were, this was old timey, Joe. This was the old times.
You didn't say anything. First of all, we started this bit with no inkling of what the timing was on.
No, obviously it was a time before pornography, Joe.
Okay.
If they didn't even know how to navigate by the stars.
I would have been drawing some boobs
testicles
on the wall to keep my cock hard before some pirate was eating my ass.
You're laying face down with your penis in the bottom of the canoe.
I don't think it's going to be in the bottom. It's usually the side.
The only way you're getting is an ass licking. I'm sorry, Joe. You better hope there's a female boat swan on there.
No, because they're bad luck.
Yeah, well.
not allowed on the pirate ship. Although maybe for the canoe. Oh God!
They didn't have competition. They didn't have a Hugo, fortunately. So I was able to keep the.
This is what Glenn. No, I'm not playing the music. You don't get the music.
No. We retired the music. Yeah. The candle's been retired, and so is the minute.
Okay, well, we've crossed off.
Well, that was something on my list.
There we go. That was a good one. I've got a couple of stupid things. I got a quick. It's a news story that went around. I'm sure it's like one of those stories that every podcast has probably done. So I don't know if we can do it so late now, but Facebook a while ago, when they came out with this thing that you were able to send gifts to people, like stupid people would pay like $1 to send them like
emoji. A picture of a gift or something.
Yeah, it was like an emoji. It was literally like he sent you an emoji.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, already it's like you're working with the lowest common denominator of human beings, like with that. But when they decided to market it, they didn't know how to market it. So one of the things the Facebook employees decided to do was, people don't know it exists. How do we get them to know it exists? So Facebook, on your behalf, without asking you, telling you, or anything, would see who are the top 20 people that you have interacted with on Facebook. And it would select one of those people by random and send them one of these gifts so that they would receive it from you without telling you, without asking you. So what ended up happening was
class action lawsuit, man.
Yeah. What ended up happening was some ex-wives and ex-husbands.
Oh, I was going to say, like the 20th,
gifts from people, and it was very, very, very not good for other people's marriages and whatnot. And
like the bikini girl who I stalk or something on Facebook would have like
it would have so it literally like it became a thing and they shut it down immediately after. But that was a story that went around, and I'm sure like it's been done a lot. But yes, that was a thing that Facebook did. And I'm just thinking of like how disconnected Facebook employees are.
That's what my thought was with Dots on this. It's like between the
how do you not immediately think that?
And everything is like how do you it's
always shocking how
like
disconnected they are.
Thing or just like you have to be socially awkward to to get that level of like engineering.
They've never been married
and stuff. They just they
don't know what an ex-girlfriend or ex-wife is because they've never been married or been with
it's anybody. Like this it's like maybe it's like a naivety. It could be a naivety, like you just have this like view of, because they really it seems
they
like
think that
a lot of people are true believers. Like they really think that like like we're gonna have Google Glass or say, right? And like people are going to use it. Like, no, people are going to go to like locker rooms and nude beaches
of course.
And all these places. And they're going to use it to like film naked people. Like that's what Google Glass is used for. Like, no one is going to go to like
POV
the Amazon
porn.
And like look at like red birds and be like, look at it. No, it's like literally like I'm getting Google Glass and I'm going directly to where naked women are to videotape them so I can watch them later. And yeah, I agree. Like it just seems like there's this like, I think it's naivety. I think
I don't think it's naivety.
Like, you think it's like a autism.
I think a lot of the people you've seen like the tests to get into like some of these big, Fortune, 500 like tech companies. They have these special like to get into Google. Google's test got leaked one day, and it was like 4 impossible questions that you wouldn't know the answer to unless you were either like an idiot savant or like specifically went to like Yale for 40 years and taught these stupid things. Like it's just like, it was absurdly over the top questions that no one in their right mind would have an answer to. And those are the things that would show if you were to be able to even get in or not, was some of these questions. And I think they target people who are so on a spectrum that they cannot possibly have human interactions normally like the rest of us do. I think that they're some of them are geniuses, but some of them are just savant in that they are locked into one thing. They can look at code like the Matrix and they can be like, I know where the problem is in Facebook's code. Here's how to fix it. By the way, I'm going to send your ex-wife some flowers without you doing it. You know, it's like, I think that's what it is. I don't think it's naive. I don't think they're like, oh, it's fine. It's blah, blah. No, I think these people are fucking weird. I think these people do not have social lives. I think the only thing they know is their fake girlfriend on their phone.
Imagine having someone. No, I'm calling them out. I think they're socially weird, but I just think that like they really think that these things, you know, like the people doing the Apple Vision, like they really
We've talked about this before.
They're not going to have pornography on that, and they think their product's going to work. But of course, people only use
VR
for pornography.
Porn. Yes, it was the one biggest thing that came out of VR was VR porn. It made a whole new $1 billion industry instantly.
But like they're going to come out with this product. They're not going to have any pornography on it. But like they don't since they don't use it for porn, they wouldn't think that.
I don't know. They need to hire dudes like us. They need like
they do. They need an average
on like
because we're not average. We're smarter than the average.
We're smarter than the average, but they need an average because the average guy who's going to think is the people they're targeting. Like I clearly know not to ever put my credit card anywhere near Facebook. Like I would never, ever, ever. But there's a lot of idiots that do. So you need to kind of get the guy who's maybe been scammed once before, but now learned his lesson. But he's still like the average thinker, and he'll tell them, nah, I wouldn't do that. Or yeah, I would do that. You know what I mean? Because we wouldn't interact with anything. Facebook needs to market to somebody. So we're not a really good candidate. We need someone a notch below us. A little.
Yeah, no, I think they need, like, because we're smarter than the average, but then we're also,
I can't relate to the people who use Facebook the way Facebook targets Facebook users.
I wouldn't say we're skeptical, but we're jaded. I don't know. I don't know the proper words.
No, I think skeptical, jaded. Yes, I think those are correct terms for us.
Like a very like our bullshit savvy level is very low.
The bullshit alarm.
So you need someone, because we're not devil's advocates. We're literally just like, we boil it down to like the lowest common denominator.
Yes, we are the best.
We distill it down to like, are you kidding me? Like this was going, like, here's this product we designed. Like that's going to go in someone's butt.
Yes,
like what?
Exactly.
No, it's like a Christmas tree. No. That is a dildo.
You need to
that is painted Christmas colors.
Redesign.
And that is going to, you need to make that into an anus safe material. Because that you just created a butt plug that you put a Christmas light on. And
Yes. That's what they need.
So they do need.
I think more companies, because they have like these like intimacy coordinators, and they have these like, you have to be, like the workplace people who like, they have like, what's it, group something when they go
group think?
No, it's called something else. It's when they get like a bunch of people together and they go to a retreat where it's like in the woods for like 3 days and they do zip lining. Team building. That's it. They have like a team building coordinator, and it's their sole job to just figure out how to make them work better as a team and be happy. They need the fucking just average Joe dude sitting in a room where they give him ideas and he's just eating pizza and he's like, nah, that's a butt plug. Just like stamps the page and sends it on.
But again, I think the average person is actually a moron. So I think you need someone who's smart enough to understand the average, because the average person doesn't understand themselves.
But they have a market.
So like you need someone like us who understands both. Like
I don't understand stupid people. Maybe you do. I don't. I can't. Like,
no, but we've observed them in the wild to know that like this is exactly them, like what like this is what like the unintended consequences. Like you are living in your utopia and you're designing this technology, and here's what stupid people will do that we've witnessed. We've been to a Walmart, we've seen
the pajamas
things, and
it cannot be unseen like Ray Liotta's head.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Walmart, Ray Liotta's brains, they're both kind of burned in there.
Yes.
No, but I think that there's something to be said about that. Facebook does have, okay, for instance, Candy Crush. The single most stupidest thing that people have gotten addicted to. There's millions of people who play that shit on Facebook. I don't understand how. Facebook started Candy Crush, and then it became something outside of Facebook.
I thought they started the farm game.
No, that was afterwards. They had Candy Crush. Is an old game. Candy Crush is an old game that's been rehashed.
Oh, it's not
a thing.
I thought the Facebook game was that other game.
They had two games that were big. It was a farming one and Candy Crush. They both made a lot of money on Facebook. I don't know. I cannot relate to the human being that thinks I'm going to go and play Candy. Like, that's a certain type of human. But you need that type of human to be on your, like, team. Because
that's like a huge part of the market.
Yeah. But
so like, you don't want to only make Candy Crush, but you have to understand that if that many people would love and be addicted to Candy Crush, that like that you might be
they might
above.
Also
yeah. They say like a lot of things have to go incremental, not only for planned adolescence, but also because people couldn't accept the change that quickly. So like, you know, and that's kind of why the iPhone, I think, hasn't really improved in a while, because like what the iPhone looked like up to, let's say, the iPhone 10.
The iPhone was always different to the point where it was almost annoying.
But they also knew like things in the iPhone 10, they already had mapped out like a decade beforehand. But they're like, no, we can't just take the iPhone 10 and like unleash it on the world. It'd like blow people's brains. So we'll start with the this, and then we'll go with that. And they slowly added features.
They already know what they're going to make.
But now they don't anymore. And I think
know what they're going to make? They're going to make a fucking fingerprint reader again. God damn it.
Well, but it's going to be under the glass if they do.
Yeah, in the power button. They already have it in the power button.
They have the power button and the iPad.
The fucking
so
iPad.
You can do it on the thing.
It's already a thing. They already make it. Literally take that button and put it there. Done.
Yeah, and then Joe will get his Apple TV Plus.
Yes, and then I'll watch iPhone. Apple TV on my new iPhone.
But I think they're like the only way that they're trying to go right now is the augmented reality. And people just don't understand. It doesn't. It's
Are they going to play Candy Crush on it? Like, I don't know.
But it's fine. Like, you know, like we eventually it stops. You know, like eventually you had the Blu-rays
goes away
and the DVRs, and then it just like you know, like like you had the you had VHS, and then you had Laserdisc, and you had DVD.
It's convenience though. That's
and then it went away. And I think like with the iPhones, like there's not much that it's going to change. Like they're just going to make a little more megapixels, a little better battery life.
Of course.
But
now
like,
there's
not going to be a huge difference between like the 13 and the 18 because like no one gives a shit about augmented reality. So like just forget about it.
Well,
like forget. Yes. What?
I just think that in general, a lot of these things are targeted towards people I cannot understand. I don't understand the average person.
But you can do observation though, couldn't you?
I can observe, but I cannot understand. Like the things that I see, like that are news, like, you know, just in the news daily, I read them and I'm like, how did that even become a thought process in a human's brain? And then it came out and then an action was made.
No, I can understand.
I can't. I cannot fathom. It's too disconnected from
like logic. Like that person when like they were starving, or like their kids were screaming, or like they whatever.
No, you're thinking of murder. I understand murder a lot more.
You know, like somebody like, you know, they find that like they're totally sober and they're driving like the wrong way on a highway. It's just because like, you know, they had to like, you know, like I don't know. I sometimes I do understand because like you do get to a point sometimes where you're like, I don't.
You gotta remember, I'm so beyond you as well. You're like, there's a spectrum below you, then there's your spectrum, then there's my spectrum, which is a different altogether, and then I go up. So it's like there's weird things going on.
Okay, so, Spock. What the fuck are you doing over here?
It's like our brains merge in this weird, like, you know,
your brain is beyond mine.
I can't.
In not a good way.
Yes,
like
that's what I'm saying. Mine goes.
I'm
left.
far from. Yes,
but I lean right though.
I'm far from the standard deviation, but you're like the little dot off the chart.
I'm the one all the way up there that has to raise the whole arm just because of that one dot.
Yeah, like you know how when you're doing science, like the first thing you do is like you take
plot
off
a chart.
Like the one on the far right and the one on the far left. Yeah, you're like that one. I'm like still on the chart, but you're like you're like the one where like, oh, there must have been an error here, so like we're gonna discount this result.
I'm the thing that they assumed was just not working right.
Like somebody must have added like two dots on the plane, two dots of blue liquid instead of one dot or something. And it's like, wow, this is a crazy results.
We can't have 4 landing gear not working.
The spectrometer must have been.
Well, anyway,
but no, Joe, I do think
I can't.
Yeah, if you in any type of human emotion, you would understand.
I have low empathy in general. I'm highly empathetic to things I watch on TV, like Ray Liotta's Brain, but but like I have very low empathy, which is one of the tests for psychopaths.
You could be Ray Liotta, so I think the empathy is.
Be Ray Liotta.
I think that's the thing. Is that, like that's usually what happens. Is that like people? It's like
I could have gotten myself into his situation where I found the murderer, and I took it upon myself to get him, and then he one upped me because he's a psychopath. And
well, that's what we talked about. That like the first time when someone dies like unexpectedly or tragically, the first thing you do is like see what they were doing, because like you feel a little bad if it's something like you could have been doing. Like, oh my god, like this guy was sitting at home like drinking a cider, podcasting with his friends, and like he got electrocuted. Like holy shit, like that could have been me.
I don't know.
If it's like, oh, this guy was at like a rave and like the lighting rig fell on him. It's like, oh, well, okay, well, like it sucks that he was 32, but like that I would never be there. Like who gives a shit? Like,
when these college kids are like in like the collapse stadium things that happens like every couple of years. I'm like, no empathy at all. I'm just like, I'm standing there looking at the thing bouncing up and down.
He was never invited to the party.
No. I'm glad.
Joe's never been on a balcony full enough to collapse. So he has no empathy.
Well, it depends on what year it was by weight, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I made my own fat joke now.
You made your own fat joke.
No, I understand structural engineering, and I would never assume that this thing that's got.
Joe's real fun at a party. He's out there with a fucking protractor, one of those little like tripods with a little like eyeglass thingy on it.
I just use my balls. My balls are moving.
His balls are sweating. Joe actually can feel the balcony collapse. Like minutes. It's like kind of like an earthquake. It's called like when all the animals fly away. Yeah, so Joe can feel the balcony collapse.
It's called the pendulums. When everybody starts walking on a bridge and then the bridge starts to sway.
Yes,
that's what that is.
Joe's
my balls have detected that.
Yeah, Joe has never been caught in a balcony collapse.
I will never be near a balcony collapse in my life.
Sensitive testicles.
We always find a way to put it all together.
You do, Joe.
In one way or another.
I just can't believe you got the fat joke in before I did.
Dude, I saw it and I was like, I'm nipping this one in the butt. Speaking of, oh God.
This is it. We're almost done.
I'm going to give you a good one here. With empathy and all this stuff and the fat joke, I'm going to tie it all up in a neat little bow and lob you a good one to knock out of the park. So when I was really fat and at my worst, eating the whatever the 20,000 calorie McDonald's a day thing was, right? We didn't talk about something on that episode because I listened back to it recently, and I was thinking of what I was thinking when we were recording, and I was like, "Oh my God, I missed that thing." So I'll give it to you now. When I would go through the drive-thru and order this giant meal, And you guys were, making fun of it and all that
the car would flip over like the Flintstones, and they put the meal on your window.
I got to the point where, like, I started making believe that it was for other people, not just me. I started like saying the word, "Oh yeah, everybody will see this." Or
to like the person in the window or something.
Yes.
I can't get way back to my 14 friends.
Yes. Like as if there's a party going on and I'm the one getting the food.
Oh my God. But again, as I said, the free water, one water
gave it away. And that's what I'm remembering. Yeah. It's just like, why aren't there like 17 Cokes with this?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. This is a party. Why is there only one free water with 18 snack wraps? Wow, I mean, we said that was true. Could you used to go to different McDonald's? It's a true addict's behavior.
Yes, I would drive like 45 minutes to the next McDonald's.
I mean, I think that's why you don't drink and stuff. Like, I think do have that.
If I had any kind of addiction to any substance, I would have already been dead.
Yeah.
There's no way. I would have never.
I mean, look at all the dumb stuff you've done for pussy.
Yeah. I have.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My saving grace is that, like, people are always like, "Oh, Joe doesn't really drink. Joe doesn't really do. He doesn't smoke weed. He doesn't smoke cigarettes. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't do this." I'm like, listen, I've got enough things that I've done in my life to jeopardize my life. Without any of that, I don't need to add anything. I'm fine. Anyway, so I just remembered.
That's a good little extra tip for the
yes
for the addict. We knew it was true addict behavior, but I didn't think it went as far.
Yes, it went as far as I was making believe that there were other people. I one night made believe that I was reading a text message to fake somebody to ask for an extra something.
Oh my God. Just, wait, hold on. Oh, can you throw in?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot.
No. We need more cookies.
Sour sauce
we need more cookies.
Wow.
I forgot all about it too.
Man, Joe, I'm glad you can work this out in your own head. Though,
no, I've always
most people don't have this kind of.
I'm very aware of how ridiculous I am. And I can only stay ridiculous. Like there's a cloud for a while. There's the pre-jerk cloud that I'll have, and I might be in it for a little while, but then I'll sit and just think, and then I'll be like, oh, this is bad, and then I fix it. I don't know how I do it, but I do it, and yeah. But I think it's because I lack empathy for everybody else. I think that's why. Because if I was caring about everybody else, this would all just go down tubes.
The words "malignant narcissism" do come to mind.
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of narcissism in everybody. I think I just happen to have
malignancy. Yes. And no, I do think that's an important skill, and that's something I have to a large extent. I mean, obviously, there's some things I prefer not to examine, or you just kind of, which I'm sure you feel the same way. But I find that that's a point of contention in some relationships that I have, that I have people close to my orbit who don't have that skill. And it's just frustrating because like you don't see, because like ultimately, like
I can self-diagnose pretty well.
And you do have personal growth, which is actually crazy. So someone as crazy and out the wall as you, like you tell these stories and they are in the past.
Yes, they're not current.
Yes, and and that's the thing is that like having that ability actually, like you're able to change and grow, which a lot of people are actually not able to do. Like they can't even diagnose the own problem, let alone like solve it for themselves.
They're too stupid. But you know what? I give credit to this.
It is a gift, Joe, to be able to self-diagnose your
my cancer, my pancreas. Yes. I hate this.
Doing his own surgery on himself.
I have. Were you there? No, you weren't there when I did surgery on the girl, right? No, that's a story for another time. We'll tease.
I was trying to figure out.
That's a John the Baby Maker story. He was there.
Oh, I might have heard it before, but I don't think we did it on the podcast.
No, we did not.
But I think I heard it before. I was trying to figure out somehow how like your self-diagnosis comes from you eating your own brain, but I couldn't quite. It like freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It like kind of freaks me out.
That's why it bothered me, because it was like, I've done that.
Yeah. Kind of feels like when you're doing your own like therapy on yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like you're eating your own brain.
No, I haven't done that. No, but I just think it's like, it's one of those things where I don't really, I credit it to growing up with Sesame Street and the do not do drugs commercials. I was a full believer. Everything that they fed me, Channel 13 saved my life. PBS, baby. That was the stuff I ate. I ate it all up. And I let those life lessons be for me for the rest of my life. So I always said no to drugs. I always was like, I would drink, but I would like, I hated the thing of drinking. I was like, I never wanted to drink. I did it because you assholes were doing it. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. Dumb teen stuff. But it never was like, I need to drown my sorrow. It's like, I was never like, I'm upset, I should just have a drink. Like I would never do that. I know what that does, And I didn't really come from like a broken home. There was no like people beating each other or yelling. Like there was none of that. I didn't have any like abuse.
No one's home.
No, they were home enough.
Joe had to do like one of those Punch and Judy fucking puppet sets. Just to have a fucking mother and father figure in his life. The only domestic violence you have is your sad-ass puppet show. Fucking Howard Stern in Private Parts. Your sad puppet show. Yeah, see, no, I was thinking that it was, I was going to take credit for it, because I think
you were.
And you particularly, but in many of our friends, I think there's a little Tim on their shoulder.
Nah.
And sometimes like you're going to do something and then you're like,
what would Tim
what
say?
Happened? No. Yeah. Like what happened if Tim would find out about this?
No. I blamed you.
And then you're like already embarrassed and ashamed by knowing what I'm going to say. And then you refrain from the behavior. So that's what I think. I take a lot of credit.
Breaking up with girls who I shouldn't have though.
Oh,
I put Tim blame on that.
I'd have to search out messages, but I know from you and other people, I have had message where it's like, I was about to do X, but I thought about what would happen if I told you about it.
I know who you're talking about.
And I am no longer doing X. I've heard that from many people.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's such a compliment. Yeah.
It's just because you know all the jokes that are going to be said afterwards.
But still, it's like not. It's obviously not a good idea. So no, I do take. I take a small bit of.
You're going to take the credit whether I give it to you or not. So
a small bit of the credit. I think there's a small bit of a credit. Okay. I do know. Once when you were at your fattest, it was one of the reason that you had it was because usually we always made fat jokes about John the Baby Maker.
Yes, and then it turned to me
about you,
and I was like, I'm in the fat seat.
Yeah, and I truly believe I saved your life that day. So you're welcome.
I think that's when we started to stop doing the show live.
Not all heroes wear capes. Well, yeah, you couldn't get into my attic anymore. I got those little pull down stairs.
Stairs.
I'm sitting there. I'm fucking buttering up the little hole to my attic.
Well, no, first of all,
I got like a little Jimmy stick.
Your house is the worst thing for an overweight person. It's like 6 flights of stairs.
Yeah, no, I moved the podcast to the attic just so Joe could lose weight. It was 3 flights of stairs plus the little things.
Yeah. And it was, it was like when you watch
Joe
people climbing
all
Everest,
the equipment from the car.
And you have the crampons and you're going across that ladder across the crevasse.
Exactly. Yes.
That's exactly what it was like. Because I also carried all the equipment with me because I used
Joe
it at
was the same width of the crevasse, so I had to sit there with my little Jimmy stick so I could pry him out of the attic.
Tim was my Sherpa.
Yeah.
I used to come up there with this giant audio interface and all the cables and my microphone.
I'll never forget the popping sound we finally pushed you through the little hole into the attic. Me and John the Baby Maker under him, push. You're like little, and he was finally his little fat ass would go through.
I'm here
on the podcast. Anyway, I take full credit. I don't remember specifics of stuff where you've texted me, be like, I was about to do this and I didn't because you were going to make fun of me. But I do remember that I saved your life because that was like your official. Well,
we've always been okay with fat shaming. It's like the when the guy says
okay with it. I invented it. What are you talking about?
Not only the inventor. No,
I'm like, you're like when they look in those movies when they have the historical pictures and like the guy has been in there the whole time.
Yeah.
That's like me. Like every single like historical fat shaming. It's like me in the crowd. Like, hey, get a load of fatso. Like going back. Like I'm like an old timey mustache. I'm in like a Quaker costume. I'm in like a robe in like Greece or something. Athens. No, I was thinking like one of those togas in like Athens, okay, like the Senate. Like that's where they killed Caesar. Caesar put on weight. Yeah.
We're running out of time. Everything's flashing. Zoom's gonna kick us off in a couple of minutes.
Okay, so you're gonna say thank you before we sign off?
No, fuck you.
Okay.
What kind of friend do you think I am?
Well, just no. Not as good as me. Yeah, you saved my life before.
And you remember that. You remember who you're talking to. You're the straight man in this. Oh, God damn it. Find us everywhere. Be a friend of the radio. Oh, God. Email us. angryhatemail@gmail.com.